These two teams suffered defeat on match day 1, so there was no room for error when they came face to face at Murrayfield. Gregor Townsend made 6 changes in the Scotland ranks, including Greig Laidlaw back at scrum half. France were winless in 7 games going into this encounter, and there was a return after 6 years' absence for 32-year-old Lionel Beauxis at fly half. Last weekend, Scotland conceded an early try away to Wales, and it set the tone for the game. And in the 3rd minute, the Scots were rocked on their heels early on again when Teddy Thomas scored a magnificent try. The Racing winger had a huge amount to do from an almost standing start, but he managed to skip past the attempted tackles of Russell, Horne and then Hogg before sailing over the line for his 2nd try in as many games. A flash of brilliance from Thomas. This try, very similar to his score against Ireland last week. A perfect start for France. They had a 7-0 lead when Maitland converted. That lead was stretched to 10-0 on 10 minutes with a Maitland penalty. But Townsend's men didn't panic, and in the 13th minute they got themselves right back into the contest. Jonny Gray showed great strength, bouncing off the French defender before Gilchrist found Russell, and he swung it wide to Sean Maitland to sprint over in the corner for a vital score. It was Maitland's 7th international try, and this one from the Saracens man hugely important for the Scots. Greig Laidlaw landed a brilliant conversion to bring it back to 7 points to 10 inside the opening quarter hour. However, it was France who struck again in the 26th minute, and once again it was sensational play from Thomas. With his confidence sky high, he received the ball from Geoffrey Palis and chipped ahead, having collected close to halfway. Thomas benefited from a fortunate bounce of the ball, but Laidlaw will be disappointed not to have dealt with the threat. Thomas collected and gleefully dotted down for his and France's 2nd try of the afternoon. It was magnifique from Thomas, and it gave Maitland a straightforward conversion for a 17 points to 7 lead. But the Scots, with a vociferous home crowd behind them, worked themselves back into the game with another well-crafted try. Laidlaw picked out Hugh Jones' run to perfection, and the number 13 glided over for his 8th try in just 13 appearances for Scotland. It was a cleverly constructed score from the home side. Jones' angled run was hard to defend against, and when Laidlaw tapped over the extras, it was back to a 3-point game. Scotland 14, France 17. A further Maitland penalty put France 20-14 ahead at half-time. Shortly after the resumption, Laidlaw and French substitute Bhatti exchanged penalties to leave it 17-23. Then Arthur Ituria was penalised for tackling the man beyond the ball, and Laidlaw landed the kick to bring Scotland back to within 3 points once more. But in a half where scores from the boot were going one way and then the other, France were awarded another penalty in front of the posts, which was dispatched by Serrin to move his side 26 points to 20 ahead. 2 more penalties from Laidlaw brought the sides level. And inside the last 10 minutes, Scotland went in front for the first time in the game when France were penalised for offside. And Mr. Reliable Laidlaw found the target to put Scotland 29-26 ahead. And 4 minutes from time, Scotland extended their lead to 32-26 when another Laidlaw kick from close range went between the posts. After 4 great tries in the first half, the second period was all about discipline or lack of, and the punishment dished out by the boot of NatWest man of the match Laidlaw. As the clock moved into the red, Scotland had possession, and as the full-time whistle sounded, the Scots could celebrate a hard-fought victory which sets them up for a tilt at England next time at Murrayfield. They go into that game having won 8 of their last 9 home matches. France will host Italy in Marseille. In the end, it finished Scotland 32, France 26.